Well, thank you, Deirdre, for the very warm welcome, and I do have to thank Citi and the great team that Sandeep has put together to make it possible to be with you here today. It's great. This is really our first major event in New York City for quite some time, so we're just delighted to see such a enthusiastic house and it's such a beautiful venue as well. Thank you. So I think I guess you're going to be taking care of it up there then. I don't have a clicker, but okay. I thought for those of you who are not familiar with MIT, I'd start with a little background about the Institute. It's often remarked that the Kendall Square area around MIT has really become one of the densest innovation hubs really in the world. And I'm going to show you a, thank you very much. Yeah. I'll show you. So this is a panorama looking across from Boston now to Cambridge. And you can see all of the buildings here. And this densification, as we call it, I think is a major part of why we've seen such a growth in the innovation ecosystem in the Boston area. And I'll come back to that in a minute here. Obviously a lovely fall day in Boston. Okay, so but this is what it looked like when I went to school at MIT in the 1980s. This is the Kendall Square area. And this is what it's like now. So we've just seen a phenomenal growth of companies. This is just a smattering. There are over 200 companies that have either full-scale research arms or technology scouting arms in the Boston area. This is a bunch of the biotech and the IT, right cheek by jowl, as we say, with the major units of MIT, as you can see, all mixed together here. And our industrial liaison program has beautiful offices here, and I invite any of you to come up and meet with us when you can. MIT remains the world's leading research university that is involved with industry. We have over 20% industry-funded research, and that's been growing modestly every year. If you take into account all of the other investments in educational activities, grants, and so on, over $350 million is invested by industry at MIT. In addition to the work we will be highlighting here today, I just want to give you a sense of the breadth of the work at MIT. We have a number of major initiatives. The MIT Energy Initiative has been going some 10 years now, hundreds of millions of dollars in corporate investment, and the former head of that, Ernie Moniz, went on to be the Secretary of Energy under the Obama administration. Digital world permeates all aspects of MIT, and we just launched last April the Schwarzman College of Computing, which will be our newest college at MIT. I think the last one was 60 years ago, something like that. Environment, sustainability, a cross-cutting topic that many people are talked about. Schwarzman College of Computing I just mentioned, and part of that is a big research element that many of the faculty that you'll hear later have been involved in, the Quest for Intelligence, which is trying to marry advances in neuroscience and the understanding of how the brain functions and see how we can reverse engineer that into hardware so we can really start to build the kinds of machines that will allow us to mimic human intelligence. Innovation Initiative is a set of programs designed to accelerate the time between invention and commercialization. We have a major task force that's now reporting out on the future of work. And then MIT Nano is the new building we opened this year, which is the largest nanofabrication facility of any university in the world. The ILP, for those of you who don't know it, and I'm happy to talk to you afterwards, is a membership program. 265 companies are now members of it, and we serve to navigate and interact with corporate members like Citi for events like this, and then for private meetings with faculty and others. We do this through executive briefings, which may be a retreat, could be a day, 2 days with the faculty, it could be internal and external meetings. Sometimes companies bring clients as well with them. You'll hear later today from some startups. We've assembled a platform of 1,800 spinouts from MIT. These are companies that are founded by alums, faculty, staff. They may or may not have intellectual property associated with them, but you'll be seeing some pitches from them later, and we're finding a lot of great partnerships are being developed between these smaller companies that are looking to scale either geographically in size and to better understand what the market is that could be a fruitful way for them to develop their technology further. There's just a sense of the kind of the breadth of spin-outs coming from MIT. And I'm going to close with just a word on some more construction going on that is underway. So first, within Kendall Square, there are a number of parking lots, and we're in the process right now of renovating those. Over close to 2 million square feet of mixed-use space is going up. Most of this should be completed, I think, in the next year or so. We'll be opening up those buildings. And then the next phase is what was formerly the Center for Transportation of the federal government, the Volpe Center for Transportation, and MIT won the bid to develop that land. And so we'll be putting together another 3 million or so square feet, again, of mixed-use buildings. Again, trying to even further increase the level of densification and interaction between the academic, the government, and the corporate worlds. So I think with that, I'll stop. Again, I want to thank the team here at Citi for all of the great work and thank the audience for coming to join us today. Thank you very much.